Back in the day, our personal digital space was unique and an expression of ourselves. GeoCities, MySpace, writing the raw HTML and CSS and uploading for the public to see. But those spaces are now created within the boundary of a boring, generic, corporate way of delivering digital experience. This led me to discover the indie web. This is a community of people who are coming together to build their own digital spaces and host them themselves. And there is one key principle at the beginning of all of this. Own your own data, your content, your metadata, your identity. This struck a chord with me because as a person working in the tech SaaS space, there's been something I've been feeling for a while, which is corporate tech succeeds by having your data, not by solving your problems. Technical solutions need to move from holding people's data hostage to being tools that can be learned and used effectively. Let me explain. In 2009, Yahoo bought GeoCities, a platform where people created their own digital space. 10 years later, Yahoo decided to turn the whole thing off. What was really sad about that was people's expression was going to be lost. What was even more upsetting about it was it managed to get archived, and it turned out the entirety of everybody's website on GeoCities was 1 terabyte in size. You can't tell me that Yahoo can't afford a terabyte of serving data. This goes to prove a point that even though you created it, you don't own it. And the moment the person who does own it loses corporate interest, it will be gone forever. So with that, I have decided to rebuild my personal website from the ground up, full on raw dog, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It might be a terrible decision, but let's see what happens. So let's start off with creating a repository in GitHub. We're going to call this personal website. Yeah, that'll do. This is my personal website at chuffeddom.com and create repository. So I've just opened up GitHub Desktop and I'm going to clone repository and select that personal website. There we go. And it's just going to go in my documents folder. Clone. Now in VS Code, I am going to open folder. And I'm going to go to my documents and personal website, and I want to open this folder up. I'm going to start off by creating a folder and just calling it site. That'll do for now. And in there, I'm going to create a file, and that's going to be my index.html. And for now, all I'm going to put in here is a basic kind of boilerplate stuff, and I've given it a title of Chuffed DOM and just a H1 tag of hi, I'm Dom. I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to stage my changes, and then I'm just going to put in initial commit and commit that to my repository. Sync changes. Back in GitHub, my changes are now here. Here's my site and here's my HTML. Fantastic. That's all working. In my terminal, I'm just going to cd into the site folder. I'm just going to run this command. What that enables me to do is go to my local host at port 80, and there's my page. Look at that. Brightened up my face as well. How amazing. So from here, I'm going to go into my Firebase hosting console, create a project. We'll call it Chuffed DOM and continue. We won't enable Google Analytics at this point, and create project. And my project is ready. So the way I'm going to set this up is as I make changes in my repo, as I push to main, then it's going to publish into hosting automatically. And then that way I can track my changes through different branches, and then only on merge do I get to a point of, okay, that's now going to automatically deploy. In the terminal, I'm just going to run Firebase init hosting. I'm going to use an existing project, and I'm going to go down to Chuffed DOM. There we go. And for my public directory, it's going to be site, as I called it. I'm not going to configure this as a single page app. I'm going to say no to automatic builds and have the tool do it, because I'm going to just do it myself. And I'm not going to overwrite my index.html. Initialization complete. So I've now created a file which is called Firebase hosting.yaml, and that's in .github.workflows. When this pushes to the main branch, then it's going to deploy on Ubuntu latest. It's going to check out the repository. It's basically going to run this on that server, install Firebase and all this lot, and then it's just going to deploy it to Firebase. The bit that's missing is that I need a token for authentication, so I'm going to go and create that. Okay, can't show you my credentials, but I ran Firebase login:/CI. That then takes you back to the browser to log in, and then it gives you a token, and then you just create a new repository secret in settings and secrets and variables action. Name it Firebase token, put it in there, click save. So all I've done is just add a H2 tag, which just says welcome to my page. And I am going to stage all my changes, give it a comment of added automations, and commit. So as I have committed to the main branch, it runs all of that stuff and it says, okay, you're going to get everything set up, blah, 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 blah. And then at Chuffed web app, here is my page with the change I added in as well. And that's enough for this session. I am going to change my DNS settings, so my actual domain is going to point there. And now I've got a workflow going, I can just sort of do a little bit of changes, like 20 minutes every day. I'll share it here on my channel, so subscribe to get all those updates. But my aim is to just do a little bit every day to improve that site and get to a point where I've got a real space that's mine. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.